Here in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have our guest on board with us tonight, Mr. James Behnke. So hang tight because tonight's racing show is going to get epic and awesome. So give us a few seconds here and we will be live. Oh, right here we go.
Sorry, I'm getting it set up for him. All right, sit there, Ben. Make sure everything lines up.
Hey,
Bring your camera down just a tad bit so I can see your face there. There we go. Alrighty. Here we go. Ready to do this?
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one epic, crazy, and amazing ride tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver. Hold on a second here. Let me get this here. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts, hold on tight. You're in for one epically amazing and awesome and super cool ride tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube. With um, with us tonight, we have our guest, Mr. James Behnke. Welcome to the show, Mr. James.
Thank you. Happy to
So
be here.
James, let's talk about your racing career. Where did this epic adventure begin for you?
Oh my gosh. It was 2 years ago. We were at our river house and my dad kind of was just like, "Hey, I've been seeing you and you're pretty good." Because about like 6 months or so before that, I haven't driven anything. And we go to this like off-road park with ATVs and stuff. And we rented one for the day, and the only ones that they had was a manual. And in about 5 minutes, I had figured out how to use it and was flying around the courses. And then later, people just noticed me, and my dad was like, "Okay, well, let's get you a bando."
So, James, when you got behind the wheel for the first time, were you the least bit scared at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're scared, but it's not like it's a different type of scared. Like it's not like you're just like shaking out. I mean, if you crash, you're gonna be pretty scared. But like it's just like you kind of know that it's safe. So it's not like I feel like I'm not safe in the car, but since I feel like I'm safe, it's not that bad.
So, James, let's talk about now how much success have you had as a race car driver up until this point?
I mean, I've had a lot. I've had a lot of people carry them with me up to the top. But yeah, I feel like I've had pretty much success and feel like that I'll have more in the future. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so what's the story behind your race car number now?
So it when I was about 4 or 5, I played baseball and I was trying to put it as the pool numbers and all that stuff. But when I saw like dirt racing, I saw Brandon Shepherd, and I'm like, I like one. And then I was like, I don't want to be just the one, so might as well add J, and it kind of had a rhyme to it. So that's how I got that.
Okay, okay, when you do really well in the races, how do you celebrate your victories and stuff like that, James?
Uh, I mean, we'll go out to dinner and do stuff like that, but it's not when I first started racing, we would go out and get like dessert or something. But we kind of just celebrate it in a way. We don't really do anything like super special.
Okay, okay, what's an awesome day at the racetrack look like for you then?
Uh, I'd say definitely winning, but just being with my friends, family, everybody just being there supporting me. And yeah, I mean, just just having fun. I mean, that's what counts right now at this level. But yeah,
Okay,
that so.
so when you get older, what do you want to race at? What do you want to race when you get older?
I mean, I'm not a type of dirt guy, so I don't really want to go on the dirt path. But I definitely want to get an late model and then Xfinity and then truck and just all of that, and then finally work your way up to Cup, which is in about like 10 years or so. So,
Okay, so do you have a racing nickname?
excuse me.
Do you have a racing nickname?
Uh, Not really. I mean, everybody just calls me James. Sometimes my parents and grandparents call me Lightning, but no, not really. I wouldn't say so.
Okay, so when you're at the racetrack, who are some of your friends at the racetrack?
I mean, I have a few. You got my racing team, White Coffee, uh Carson Cobble, and Lucas McFall, and some of my other teammates that just help me out. So I help them out. They help me out. So
So okay, so James, okay, when it comes to your racing team, who's all on your racing team? Who do you have as your pit crew?
I have I have my crew chief Michael Gordon, his son Corey, I have all my teammates. I have my family and just everybody who supports me. But it's not like a super big team, but it's a good team.
Okay. So when it comes to your racing, then, okay, what is your home racetrack you race on?
So I'd say in the spring and around this area, it would be Atlanta Motor Speedway where the cup cars run. But we run on the little infield track. So it's like where the start finish is. And then but there's a track in Dawsonville called Atlanta Motorsports Park, and that's the closest, but we only really do that in the fall. So it's not an all around track.
Okay. So, okay, with your racing career, do you have any big racing events up on your coming up on your racing calendar that you're looking forward to racing in this year?
Yes, so about a month ago we just had Winter Nationals, and it's basically an all 7 day thing where you basically just race 5 days, practice 2 days. And then so there's that, and then in about like a week or a few weeks we have spring nationals, which is basically like a same thing but shorter. And there's 2 tracks for that, but we're only doing the second one. But yeah, we race at Nashville Fairgrounds for that. And
Okay.
then in the summer you have Thursday Thunder at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we're doing the Cookout Series in Charlotte Motor Speedway, and then you obviously have the like national, which is also gonna be in Charlotte.
Okay. So, okay, out of your racing career, what would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned with your racing career?
Uh, I'd say how to drive or like have all that little things that make it count, like how to not crash or how to crash or like stuff like that that just help you and how and throttle control, how to make your line better, and how to notice the adjustments that you need to make. All that stuff is a big factor for driving.
So, okay, um, when it comes to your race car, do you like a loose race car or a tight race car or somewhere right in between?
Yes, I would, if you had to pick a loose or tight race car, I would definitely go with a loose race car because tight ones you just can't turn, and loose ones at least you can turn. You just need to fix your driving style a little bit. But if you could pick out of three, I would say in the center loose, if that makes sense.
So, okay, who is your racing hero? Who do you look up to as a race car driver?
I would say I'd say I like Chase Elliott's personality, but I think the driver itself, like in the car, would be Joey Logano because I think he's just a good all around driver. So
So, have you met Chase Elliott and Joey Logano?
yes, I have met both of them, but only once. uh,
What was it like to meet both of them?
well, it was actually really cool with Joey Logano because he actually watched me race, and so I won that night when I raced, and he was standing with my mom, and they were talking for a minute, and then with Chase Elliott, we saw him going back to his car at Ordeal Motor Speedway, and we met him and we talked for a few seconds.
Okay, so do you help work on your race car too, there, James?
No, not really.
Okay,
Um, I'm not really that type of guy,
is that
but
something you'd like to learn?
I mean, yes, it would, but I don't, I don't know if I'd be very good at it.
Okay. So, okay, when you're away from the racetrack, what do you like to do for fun away from the racetrack?
I would say I would like to play my video games. I would like to do my sim that I have. It's basically like the real thing, but on a computer. I play with Legos. I drive my ATV. I spend time with my family. Just all that stuff that counts. And so, yeah.
So, when it comes to video games in your sim, what type of video games do you like to play?
Well, it's called iRacing. So it's
Okay.
basically, I wouldn't say it's really a video game. It's like you're just like practicing and making laps. And it's very realistic, I would say, but it's still, at the end, it's still a video game. So,
Okay. Okay. So, already, so out of your racing career, James, do you have any crazy stories you'd like to share with us about your racing career?
uh, I mean, one pretty crazy one is when I first started racing, my mom was coming for the race and practice, and I figured out how to flip over.
Oh,
So it wasn't super bad, but I mean, we still flipped over. I mean, I was new. It was the first time I was trying to push it, and then my third race, and I just sent it in a little too hard, and I got tight, and it wouldn't turn. And then instead of hitting the wall, I hit the tire barriers, and that just flipped me around. And
did
but
you get
then
hurt?
after we had to tell mom. So my
Oh,
dad was like, "Yeah, we had a good day. We got P3 in practice, and he flipped over, but we're good, and we're gonna be ready for the race." And she's like, "Wait a minute." So yeah, that was pretty funny. And then one time, uh, I was side by side racing with this guy, and then this car spins out in front of us, and then so this car he didn't know, and so he comes right up into me and slams me into the wall, and then
oh,
I go down, and that was a really bad wreck, but I was okay. And then on the GoPro, you see my tire going down from turn 2 to turn 4. So
oh boy.
that was funny. But
So, have you ever been hurt behind the wheel of a race car at all?
huh?
Have you ever gotten hurt behind the wheel of a race car?
I mean, not more than just like a little bruise or
Okay.
something, but they are. I am really impressed with how safe they are. So they do
Okay.
a great job on that.
So, okay. So, when you're at the racetrack, James, what's your go-to food at the racetrack? What's your favorite food at the racetrack?
Uh, I'd say basically just some chicken tenders or fries or a burger. Just
Oh,
not really anything fancy, but
so, when you're away from the racetrack, what's your favorite restaurant, James?
uh depends. I mean, Chick-fil-A, fast food, like just a few nice some sit down ones are J. Michael Prime. Uh I don't know, I kind of just eat what I eat, I guess. But
So, when you're at home, James, what's your favorite home cooked meal that your family makes for you?
ooh, I my dad makes really good steak and
Oh,
chicken
now
and
we're talking. Now we're talking.
yeah. But yeah, he has some good pork too, so
So, James, okay. Um, so do you watch any other type of racing on TV?
yeah, I watched the Cup Series. We sometimes watch the World of Outlaws,
Ooh.
but we don't really watch like Baja jumping or anything.
Oh, okay. So, James, do you have a favorite World of Outlaw driver?
I would say Brandon Shepherd. He's always
Okay,
been one of my favorites. Yeah.
okay. Have you ever met Brandon Shepherd?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't, but I want to.
Okay. So, James, do you have a racing page that the racing fans can follow you on?
Yes, you can follow me on James Behnke Racing on Facebook and Instagram. I will be on both.
So go check him out on Facebook and Instagram. So, James, okay. All right. Here's another question I've got for you. Is there anybody you'd like to thank you for helping you get this far with your racing career?
Oh, I want to thank my sponsors, Goodwin Investments Inventory, Shottenkirk Ford Jasper, Fuel Source, and my parents, my dad, my mom, grandpa and grandma. They've done a lot too, but just all of them put all of that together, and my crew chiefs, Corey and Michael. They've put me a big fast race car and helped me a lot. So
So, who do you all have for sponsors on your race car, James?
I have Goodwin Investments in Advisory, Shottenkirk Ford, Fuel Source, and yeah, that's it for
Okay.
now.
Are you presently looking for more sponsors?
Yes, we are looking for sponsors.
So, ladies and gentlemen, go find James Behnke Racing on Facebook and Instagram and sponsor this kid because this kid is going places with his racing career.
Thank
So,
you.
James, at this portion of the show, I get to do something pretty spectacular. You know what I get to do?
What?
I get to put you in the hot seat now, and you get to ask me a couple questions if you'd like.
I like that. So what do you do? Like, do you do anything or like, well, like, what's your primary thing that you do?
I host a racing show. I go to races. I love to go fishing. I love to go to racing. So, yeah, it's all about racing 99.9% of the time.
What's your favorite type of racing? Do you have anything?
Oh, James, you're going to go there. I like anything on pavement, dirt, drag racing, IndyCar, NASCAR, World of Outlaw sprint cars, late models, the whole Magilla.
You or what's your favorite hobby to do?
My favorite hobby to do is go to races and go fishing.
What's your favorite driver?
Okay, depending on what series are you asking me about here?
Uh, dirt and asphalt.
Okay, dirt. Okay, dirt. Back in the day, my biggest dirt racing driver I used to follow when I was a kid, when he was about your age, I used to follow a guy by the name of Doug Wolfgang. Your dad probably knows who that is. And then I also followed Joey Saldana, and I know Shane Stewart pretty well. Shane Stewart used to drive the number 5 car in the World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series. And before that, he drove a long time. He used to drive for Kyle Larson back in the day too. So, and then also sprint car racing. I used to follow Shane Meal. He used to drive USAC sprint cars. NASCAR wise, I'll tell you, James, I go back quite a ways with that. Back in the day, when I was about your age, I used to follow a guy by the name of Tim Richmond. Richmond was friends with Dale Earnhardt Sr. And then after that, I followed Dale Earnhardt, Davey Allison, Alan Kowicki, Rusty Wallace, Dale Jr., Jimmy Johnson. Nowadays, it's Kyle Larson. A lot of them guys.
Have you ever gotten in a car before? Like, have you actually driven?
I've actually drove a go-kart on a amusement park track, and I was pretty fast. When you get me behind the wheel of a go-kart on an amusement park track, it's hammer down, no holds back.
Yeah.
Now, James, okay, you were asking about drivers. Now, in the IndyCar series, my all-time favorite IndyCar driver was a guy by the name of Dan Weldon. His nickname was the Lionheart.
Well, I don't really have any more questions from you.
James, another thing I was going to tell you about Dan Weldon is Dan Weldon, you race car drivers collect things. He had a special collection that a lot of people, some people knew he had, but not a lot of people had. You know what he collected?
What?
Brand new pairs of tennis shoes.
I know a few people who like that.
Hey, okay, James, take a guess how many pairs of tennis shoes Dan Weldon had in his closet.
168.
Try over 300 brand new pairs of Pumas.
Oh, so
Because he hated dirty tennis shoes, and the minute he'd get them dirty, he'd throw them out and put on a brand new pair.
yeah, smart.
Yeah. Yeah, but James, thank you for being on our racing show tonight. Before I let you go, do you have a special message you'd like to send out to the kids to help get them behind the wheel of a race car?
Go fast and just do whatever you want to do. If somebody wants you to do something and you don't want to, just don't do it. And if you don't feel comfortable doing something, just back off and
Okay.
go from
All
there.
right. So, James, thank you very much for being on our racing show. I will call you in a few minutes to thank you. I will have you step out. Gonna give a little racing news update here, and then I will call you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
See ya. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was James Behnke, our racing guest for tonight. He races down at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and oh yeah, in the Bandolero Series. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that was James Behnke. So go hit up James Behnke Racing on Facebook and Instagram and follow that amazing driver there. Racing news wise, Ron Capps took one heck of a wild ride this last weekend. His funny car blew up in a round of racing, and he took one heck of a wild ride. But glad Ron's okay. Um, Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, nothing really new racing wise. Just Preston Latimus is getting ready to run full time in a 410 sprint car this year and car number 91. So go follow Preston Latimus. And ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I've got for you tonight. So if you would like to be on our racing show or sponsor our racing show, feel free to call us or text us at 712-209-7138, or you can email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com. Have a good night, everybody.